Wife got a chance to go and get her master's, so we go back to Waco. A few weeks after moving there, we go to some friend's house. We tell them, yeah, this is why we're here. I want to build furniture, but of course I need a shop. I don't have one yet. And the guy says, I don't really know him. This is really Kelly's friend. I don't know the guy. He says, I've got this friend in town. I used to work for him. You should call him sometime. He might have a shop space for you, or at least know of people. His name is Chip. Give him a call. Okay, sounds good. So I give Chip a call. Doesn't pick up, I leave a voicemail. If any of you watch Seinfeld, there's a great episode where George Costanza leaves a message on the phone for this girl, and he starts running on. And by the time he's done, he has yelled at her on the message. He said really dumb jokes. It just doesn't work out, and he hangs up and he's going, what did I just do? Well, I can't take that back. That was the dumbest message ever. She's never gonna call me, like that kind of thing. That was me. I leave this message on Chip's phone. It was almost like I was like, and then I was 7. And going through this, and now I'm here, it's like, okay, so, not surprisingly, he never calls me back. Now, when we moved to Waco, I didn't know what I was going to do. My grandmother, years before, she's passed on, Berner's wife, she had worked for Jimmy Carter in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Presidential Library there. So I had met him a couple times. She meant a lot to him and Rosalind, his wife. And so when she died, he called her on her deathbed and said, Rosalind and I will miss you, and we love you. That always meant a lot to my family. I've got no political bone in this fight at all or whatever, but, so politics aside, just as a person, he was really, really nice to my grandmother and whatnot. So I thought when I moved to Waco, I'll volunteer for Habitat for Humanity, because my grandmother, of course, he started Habitat, Jimmy Carter, so I'll volunteer for Habitat. So that's what I'm doing while we're there. I'm volunteering for Habitat. And about 3 months in, things have gotten really bad. We have run out of money. This is not good. So I called my wife one day. I'm volunteering for Habitat full-time. Literally, like every day I was like a full-time employee. Doesn't pay very well, but it's a lot of great experience. Getting to know those people. And I called my wife one day and I said, Kelly, this is bad. Like, I don't think you know how bad this is. Like, we have no money. This is really, really bad. And of course, what do? Start crying. So she says, where are you? So I'm over here. Okay, we're going to come over there, and then we're all going to go to the park. Okay, Clint, we're going to the park. I said, okay, great, let's go to the park. We go to the park, middle of the day. I'm thinking I should be spending my time, applying for jobs or something. We go to the park, and after the park, look at the gas tank. It's on empty. We need to go get gas. So we go, and we get gas. We're sitting at the gas pump, blank stares on everybody's faces. Got 2 kids at the time in the back, all of us staring out the front window. Blank stares, depressed. This black truck slowly rolls in front of me. It says Magnolia Homes on it. Ah, that's interesting, Kelly. Isn't that company of the guy, blah, blah, blah? So, yeah, okay. Parks right on the other side of the gas pump is me. I get out, I'm back into message mode. Hi, my name's Clint, here we go, this is blah, 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 yada, yada. He stops me, and I said, I was calling looking for this guy, Chip. He stops me. I'm Chip. No kidding. Well, that is really cool. By the way, there's no show at this time. No one knows of anything at the show. He says, well, that's really cool. Let's talk more. Come to my shop later today. We'll drive around. So I drive to Chip and Joanna's original shop there on Bosque, the little tiny thing. If y'all have ever been to Waco, seen their place, that's where they were at first. I drive up, take the kids home. I go over there, and I get in this complete stranger's truck. I don't know him. Of course, if you've met Chip, you know that you could literally put a cardboard cutout of yourself in front of him and say, hey Chip, tell me about yourself, and then walk away, and then he would just talk for like hours. A little something you should know is I'm the same thing. I can do the same thing. So, we get in the car, we drive around for 3 hours. We just drive around Waco. He tells me about his company, his wife, his family, what they're doing, this crazy stuff, blah, blah, blah. His wife has got this little product line. She wants to sell it out of her home. She's done it a couple times. She'd like to add furniture to it. No kidding. That's cool. All right. Well, he says, why don't you come over to our house in a couple nights for dinner? Great. I'm all in. And he kept saying, I feel like there could be something more here. Of course, I'm thinking more of anything sounds good. I have nothing now, so more sounds good. So, a couple nights later, we go over to their house, open the door, Chip says hello. In the background, Joanna's kids are running around. She's throwing spaghetti in the general direction of her kids. And Chip says, just throw your kids on in there, pal. Go ahead, just get them in there. So they run off. Kids, just open your mouths and spaghetti will hopefully just land in there. You'll be fine. Just hang in there, you know. We'll see you in a couple hours. So they are fed. We sit down with Chip and Joe and we kind of start talking about this stuff. What we're doing, what they're doing, crazy rides that we're both on. Joanna says, see if this sounds familiar. Okay, Clint, do you think if I like drew some designs down on a piece of paper that you could maybe build them? And I was like, sure. Now, of course, I've built like 3 pieces of furniture. I have no wood. I don't even have a shop. You bet, I can build it, no problem. So I said, one thing, Joanna, I don't have any wood at the time. Are you okay? Or a shop. Are you okay? What's your minor? Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Are you okay if I build it out of pallets? What does she ask? First question. Is it gonna look like a pallet? Let me tell you about this last summer, Joanna. No, don't worry, it's not gonna look like a pallet. So, I go back to Habitat for Humanity, this place that I wanted to work for, right? That I wanted to volunteer for because of my grandmother years ago, working for Jim Ricardo, blah, 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 right? I go back to this place that I just felt led some reason to go and volunteer for. I sit down with the director, John Alexander, who's now a dear, dear friend of mine. I said, John, he barely knew me, and at one point it asked me if I was independently wealthy because I was just volunteering all the time. Of course, he had no idea I was flat broke. And I said, John, I need a shop now. I've met these people, Chip and Joanna Gaines, and they want me to build some furniture. I think it could be a good thing. He says, I'll tell you what, we've got this shop. It's the original cabinet shop here in Waco. I built it. It's 1,600 square feet. And I'll rent it to you. We don't need it anymore. We're in this new building here. So we're trying to phase it out anyways. I'll rent it to you. How does 25 bucks a month sound? That's the top of my budget, John. But, okay. I'm in. You got it. Deal. Says you take care of the water and the electricity and 25 bucks a month and it's all yours. I call Chip. Chip, never believe it. I got a shop. I'm all good. But I need to get my tools out. He says, I'll pick you up in my truck, don't worry. He takes me over. Again, we barely know each other still. Picks me up, takes me to Woody's storage on LaSalle Avenue. I pick up my furniture out of the storage, or my tools out of the storage. And he takes me back to the Habitat shop. There's a little bit of trash left over from where they had, moved out. It's just this big, empty shop. Dumps me off with my tools. All right, Clint, get to work, buddy. Go to town. And you can imagine Chip saying this, right? Like, all right, go for it, And he drives off. And I'm standing there in my shop. Okay. Oh, I gotta have pallets. Go back to Lowe's. I go back to Home Depot. I go to building supply store. Wherever I need to go, I'm throwing pallets back in the back of my Pilot. I'm pulling them back to the shop. And now I've got a reason to build. About 6 months later, maybe, that was around March or April. So October of that same year, 2012, me, Chip, Joanna, found ourselves filming a pilot together for HGTV. Craziest moment of my life. And no one had any idea at that time that as we were filming that pilot and everybody's running around having fun, there's cameras and microphones and everybody's eating lunch for free on the production company, and there's like, anything you wanted to drink, Gatorade, water, it's a great time, we're having fun. No one has any idea that I'm standing there and I'm going, they had asked me to set my shop up in the driveway of the house. Does anybody remember, by the way, the name of the pilot episode, like the family name? Anybody remember? The McNamees. Does anybody remember what I built for that house? The pilot episode. Anybody remember? A Venahood. There you go. And so, I'm standing there. Actually, I built an island and a table, but they didn't make the episode as well. So, anyways, I'm standing there. I set my shop up in the driveway. No one has any idea that I am literally flat broke, because now we've been in Waco for like a while. I don't even know how we've existed to this point. And I'm applying for jobs, literally. I'm applying for any job. I'm applying at Baylor, I'm applying at Habitat for Humanity, The Dwyer Group, which is in Waco, I am applying anywhere I can find. Getting no responses, but I am applying. I am doing whatever I can because it is like over. No one has any idea. And I'm sitting here going, I'm like, it's like you've run a marathon and you're like right there at the finish line, you know? But like you can't get there is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm not even gonna be able to cross the finish line. I could be on a show on HGTV, but I'm gonna have to tell these people that was so fun. I work 8 to 5 now over here, and I don't even build furniture anymore. Like in a month, that's what I'm fearing. I have to tell these people. But somehow, some way, things just kept working out. Obviously, we had taken this leap because we believed in power greater than ourselves that would take care of us if we would just jump off and take a leap. We knew that bankruptcy, bad credit, car repossession, house foreclosure, you name it, those were all possibilities. We literally had that conversation, by the way. These are things that can happen, Kelly. Yes, I know. Okay, are we in? Yes, I'm in. All right, let's go. We didn't want to not pay our bills. We didn't want to have our house foreclosed or whatever, or car repossessed, but we knew that that was a possibility. But we were willing to take the chance. We went for it, and here we were. And the next thing you know, I'm at my shop, and I'm staring at this crack house right next door to my shop. Big, giant old farmhouse, shady people walking around all the time, coming over asking me to buy drills and stuff from them, you know. No thanks, I've got to take care of, that's all right. And keep thinking, man, we could do something with that house one day. About December of 2000, I think it was 12, December of 13, I can't remember. Anyways, it was right before Christmas. Fixer-uppers filming at my shop that day. They're setting up that morning, and the owner of that house came over to my shop, and he said, Clint, if you buy my house before Christmas, which is a week away, if you buy my house before Christmas, I'll sell it to you for $10,000. Okay, I'm in. Now, like I told Joanna, sure, I can build furniture for you when I didn't have a shop. I'm also telling this guy, yeah, I'll buy your house when I don't have the money. So I go to this banker that Chip had, recommended me to, and he didn't look at my loan application apparently. And he was willing to loan me the money. Thank God for him. And we bought that house. 2 days later, Chip and Joanna runs into Kelly at Target. Kelly tells her we're buying this house. Joanna says, what? You are? We need to do that for the show. We only have so many episodes, and in season 1, no one knows what we're doing. We can't get enough houses. Let's do it. Do it. And Kelly's like, I don't know. We got to talk to Clint, She goes, I'll take care of Clint. Don't worry. So Joe calls me. She's giving me the hard sell. It's basically like, okay, Clint, here's what we're going to do, And so we did it. And here we are in this moment in our house. I'm completely exhausted. That door that I built, for the house, I finished that at 4 that morning, went home, took a nap, we filmed. Right before we took this picture, the cameraman, everybody walked out of the room, and I stayed in that chair. I was so tired. The cameraman came over, and he was filming, kind of set up the camera, and he had it trained on me. His name is Raj. And he goes, we are losing Clint. He is falling asleep. Let's go, everybody back in, let's shoot. I was so tired in that moment. But anyways, that was an incredible moment. And we made it. We made it to that point. Film season 1, film season 2. And then we get a phone call. Hey, this is so-and-so at Scripps Network. We'd actually like to talk to you about filming a show about you guys. What? Okay. And so this past October, we just finished filming our own pilot episodes that hopefully will air on the DIY Network in the spring. We don't know what the name is, but it's a show about our shop. And we couldn't be more honored. And thank you so much. Chip always joked that he wanted to have a spinoff, kind of like